Hi everyone. Today I want to talk with you about something that is more related to coaching. When I went through coaching training, it's now over 7 years ago, the very first thing that we learned about was how to take responsibility. A lot of people, what I've realized is taking responsibility means it is my fault. It's all about it is my fault. I know I'm taking responsibility. It's all me. And that is not the case. The responsibility that we can take in our life is actually about who do I want to be in this very moment. And it's reflected within you. For example, if something happens, you messed up something or you screwed up something, whatever it is, instead of beating yourself up, is who do I want to choose to be in this moment? And that means, how can I be aware of the boundaries that have been given to me? Am I responding to those? Or who do I want to be and what do I choose to do and who to be moving forward? In coaching, we talk about being at effect and being at cause. Meaning, being at cause means I am at cause for what is happening. I am taking responsibility for what is happening to me and who I want to be and how I want to show up. At effect means I am at effect of my circumstances. I am at effect of what is happening to me instead of how do I respond from me to the outside. Does that make sense? So from at effect, something outside of me, how does it make me feel on the inside? At cause, it goes from the inside to the outside. The response to your circumstances instead of the circumstances having determined how you want to respond or how you respond automatically. I hope that makes sense. So especially for empath, we try to relate to everything, we feel everything, but we also have a lot of baggage that we carry with us. And oftentimes we have stories in our head that are in alignment with what happens to us or the other people's emotions or what we're watching in this world. So, over time, for example, one of my very triggering events is about abandonment. I was in kindergarten I was 5 years old, so I was in kindergarten, and my mom dropped me off that very morning, and everything went great. But for after lunchtime, we had naps. We had to take naps, and I had to go to a different group. So I didn't really know anyone, and we had all those beds really close to each other, right? And so everyone fell asleep right away. I don't know how they all did it, but they all fell asleep, except for me, of course. I couldn't fall asleep because it wasn't my group, and I just wasn't really tired, apparently. And so I tried and moved back and forth, and I was like, oh, how can I just fall asleep? And then I squeezed my eyes really, really, really hard just so the teacher thinks that I'm actually asleep. Well, after nap time, it was something we just did where everyone got a sticker. Everyone got a sticker, a well done nap time sticker at the end. And of course, everyone as a 5-year-old, you're really proud of it when you get a sticker, except for me. I didn't get a sticker. I got a note to my mom that said, Isabel didn't take a nap today. And in that moment, I felt really, I didn't feel seen. I felt abandoned in that moment. I was the outsider. I felt like I did something wrong, and I wanted this acknowledgement. So moving forward, and I hadn't acknowledged or realized that until I went through coaching training, this main event, was a red line throughout all of the events. With everything, I responded from a place of abandonment. Are those people gonna come at me? Are they gonna abandon me? Are they gonna Are they going to just leave me? Are they going to judge me? That was my response to pretty much everything. And so if I would have asked myself those questions without knowing the triggers, I would have always responded at the effect of my story, at the effect of fighting for acknowledgement. See me, I tried really hard, but you still didn't see me. So even throughout high school, I tried really hard, but nobody acknowledged me for doing the hard thing, even though the end result wasn't that great. In college, I tried really hard, see me. And I was always at effect of my story, of something that has happened. It wasn't even that significant, right? I mean, not getting a sticker isn't really a big deal, to be honest. But I see that as an adult. As a child, I didn't quite see that. And there are events that happen that influence us the same way, that are more traumatic, and there are events that are not so traumatic, but they still affect us in similar ways. So I was always at effect. I was never at cause. Who do I want to be now? And when I went through coaching training, they literally just instilled that into us every single. Are you at cause or are you at effect? Every day we had to ask ourselves, are you at cause today or are you at effect? Are you responding are you being the victim of your story, or are you able to step outside of your story and respond from a place of empowerment, strength, awareness, especially awareness? So I know a lot is happening to us, especially as empath. We know that. We take on a lot. But the question that I want to ask you today, or that I want you to reflect on, is, am I at cause or am I at effect? I think this is very important for us. Am I at cause for what is happening, or am I at effect of what is happening to me, or am I at cause for how I want things to be? Who I want to be, who I want to show up as, how I want to respond to certain things the same way. And that includes, and to be able to really do the distinction between being at effect and at cause, is especially to understand your boundaries, the effect they have on other people, as well as other people's boundaries, like healthy boundaries, and how we can be with each other so that we can be ourselves. And that looks a little different for everyone. And we set those boundaries for specific reasons. For me, it's time. For me, it's respect, like those kind of things. And like I said, it all goes back to that one story that was the underlying foundation of everything, and how I responded to things for a very, very long time. So while I was at effect of my stories and some of the trauma that I have experienced as a child, or things that I didn't receive, like acknowledgement, today I'm at cause. From what place do I want to respond? Am I responding from a place of love? Do I respond from a place of reflection? Who do I want to be changes how I relate to everyone around me. And that is your challenge for today, or for moving forward, where you literally ask yourself, even if it's just the tiniest things that may upset you or things that don't work out, how can I be at cost today? And reflecting back, was I at effect or was I at cost? Was I in a victim role of my own story, or was I actually taking responsibility for how I want to experience life? So that is something that I want to leave you with for today. I think it's very fundamental. Like I said, we've learned that in coaching training a long time ago, and it's still, like, even today, I'm going through sometimes things, I'm like, am I at effect or am I at cost? Am I responding from a place of wanting to be right, or am I at cause for how I want my life, how I want to experience my life, including the boundaries that I set for myself? And that requires a re-evaluation every so often. Where am I today? Do I have to change my boundaries? What is happening in my life? Am I responding now from a different story, actually, than the old story that we thought we had resolved? And maybe there's something else that needs to be worked through. So just pay attention. Awareness is key, because awareness gives you power over your thoughts, and it gives you power about how you want to experience your life. And awareness helps you to not get triggered as much with certain situations, certain people, as well as not getting sucked into any kind of manipulation games some people may play or not play, or even commercials, like everything you see around you. I hope that helps. If it does, let me know. Write a comment below, or how I may help you otherwise, or support you even in creating more of that awareness for yourself. Have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.